Hello guys, welcome to round 3 I think it is, of Ginetta GT5 Championship. Hope you guys are doing well, thanks guys for tuning in. Just finishing practice up now, quite a good grid we've got going on here, I'm not quite sure. I think we've got 16 drivers. It's going to be a packed Croft circuit here, filled with lovely Ginettas, full on British circuit, full on British cars, some non-British drivers as well. But I'm gonna, like I always do, gonna give it to the music while we watch over qualifying. Not too long of a qualifying, as we see Andy coming up here into the pits. Not gonna finish that lap off, probably a shit lap. But yeah, thanks guys for watching. Enjoy qualifying. Bye bye.
gentleman's laugh is...
Right, oh, that was probably a bit too loud, but there you go. Right, we are back commentating over the last 30 or so seconds left of the qualifying. Right now it's looking, I've got two new faster people than we have in the last couple of rounds. Got Luke and Alex in front of Joseph, who's usually at the front, either not doing too well in quality or they two are better than him. I'm hoping they're better than him, because fuck Joe. Anyway, then followed by John, who's not that too far behind, only 400ths behind Joseph, then Jason, who is 2/10ths behind him, and then James, then Damien, Henry, then Andy, then Olivier, Paul, Colin, Pete, Hasib, Adam, Philip, and then Rod. And now, oh yeah, that's a speculative exit out after the lap has finished. As he goes back to the pits and then we're on board with Andy. He goes outside of track limits. May have lost his time now, unless track limits aren't that fierce on this map. I can't remember. I've only driven it a couple of times, so I'm not quite sure. This is Croft Circuit. If you haven't seen this before, it's a really nice circuit in the north of Yorkshire. Oh, there's a bit of a contact there. Just that guy coming out of the pits, and then somebody stops on the chicane. Really not going to go well for Hasib there. It's not a great place to stop. Whoever did that, I'm not quite sure who it was. Well, I'm pretty sure most people now have finished the laps. This looks like it's going to be the finished product. Henry going up a few places there, I think, getting into 5th place, and we're about with him right now there. He's going to go back to the pits, I am assuming, and get ready for the race, as most people are doing now. But we are on board with Andy again. The famous 69 car might still be on a lap. That looks like the track limits didn't hurt him there. Well, it was going to go definitely out of track limits there. I think he was going to hit the wall, I'm guessing. And now we're on board with absolutely nothingness, as I'm guessing most people are in the pits. Hasib, who we saw crashing in that chicane because of that guy stopping, and then Andy, who we did just see crash into a wall. There we are. Right, this is going to be the end of qualifying now. Got the final timetables here. We've got Luke with a whopping 131.5. Then followed by Alex, then Joseph, John, Henry, Jason, James, Damien, Andy, Olivier, Paul, Colin, Pete, Hasib, Adam, Philip, Rod, and then Ferg. I think Ferg might still be in the thing. I did see him disconnect earlier, but I'm not quite sure if he is still in the server or not. One person we are missing today is Callum. Gonna miss you today, Callum. We all know you're hungover after those alcohols that you had last night. Get well soon, Callum. Get well soon. But here we go. Should be a cracking race on this cracking circuit. It's gonna be quite a tight race as well. If it's not that wide of a track, it can be. Obviously, can be quite tricky in some situations. But we do have quite a lot of Ginettas on this track, as we have the lovely Dukes. Oh, there we go. Here we go. Flashing lights and Dukes have had of sounds. Going on right now as the lights start to come down, as we come into the countdown now. We've got 1 light, then 2 lights, then 3 lights, then 4 lights, then 5 lights, and the final 6th light, and then we are lights out, and some get away well. Looks like all have got away well, and we're going to go probably quite a lot wide into the first corner. It's a lot of tussling. Let's go to this right-hander here. There's going to be a lot of position changes. And there's a lot of people going sideways into the first corner and into the right-hander. The top half of the field looks to have got away well. Definitely the back half. There's been quite a lot of crashes, but tricky chicane here. Will there be any crashes here? There's a bit of a guy going a bit sideways, but he does hold it. Let's make some more braking into this tricky chicane. There's a guy going off there. I think there was a lot of smoke on the side. But I think he might have rejoined the track well. In the background, I think you can hear some guy. Oh, there's a bit of a touch there. Someone goes a bit wide from a touch from a pink car, I think. But there's been quite a big change at the top. It was, I think, Alex, then Luke, but John has got a really, really good start. I'm not quite sure we've got the inside track for P1, but it's got to P1 now. And we see Joseph there getting the overtake, and Henry just behind him. It's Henry, James, and Joseph battling for P4. Some quite tough there. Racing going on there. And then sorry, I just saw your message, Callum. I mean, you're famous for putting bad bets on, so I'll take that one. Depends which race you're talking about as well, because you never know, you might win the reverse grid. But we're on board with Colin now, the bastard, apparently, according to his skin. But looks like there hasn't been too much of any terrible crashes, because everyone's still on the lead lap. No one's been overtaken yet, even in the first lap. You do sometimes get people hanging the back. But we're still... Oh no, John has lost P1 actually. Some great observation there from me as Alex goes back into P1. But Luke losing out of position and Joe losing out of position. Yeah, pizza bad bet. Get a £10 free bet for the first bet, and you don't get anything back. But and then Joe goes back into P3. Gotta get a big green car in his mirror. He's gonna go on the inside. He's gonna lock up quite a lot. He gets a tap in the back of Joe's, goes sideways. Joe's gonna lose lots of places there, and he's going to full 360. Oh, and then I think that's Luke doing another 360 there, or 180, or whatever the fuck. There's a lot of yellow cars on our screen. We've got Henry. It is Foxy car there, working his way up as Callum looks at his bank account. Slowly getting smaller as Henry might win this one, but not if Alex has anything to do with it. Get a big gap there again, ahead of John, as we have a new top three. It's Alex, John, then James, then Henry, and Olivier, Paul, Andy, Jason, Pete, Luke, then Joseph, who just lost quite a lot of time. So did Luke, then Colin, Philip, Rod, Ferg, Adam, Hasib, then Damien. As we look at Henry now, goes on the outside of the tricky right-hander there, goes slightly out of track limits, out of the white lines, and go through the tricky chicane now, 3 wide almost. Great racing there from those people. Yeah, you could say that Callum has been a great start for him in this championship. We've got a lot of races to go, and if things looking right now, it's not going to look great for the championship leader. Didn't get P1 in the qualifying. Looks like it could be under fire as we look at this Ginetta going a bit sideways, getting a little bit of apow through that corner, and then another 3 wide almost incident. Oh, there's somebody goes under the curb, smashes into Rod. Philip and Rod having a bit of an incident there, and it's still going on actually. But now we're on board with Henry. I think that guy touched the curb, couldn't do anything, just went straight out into that guy as Damien has disconnected. A bit of a rage quit there, I'm guessing. As now there's only 17 cars on the grid, still quite a lot of people there, which is great. Really good to have this many people on these fine servers from Zetec, servers.com. You owe me £10, Cal. As we come aboard with Joe, who's lost quite a lot of places. His position in the team of the Northerners definitely come under the fire, but he's probably going to get this position quite easily. But he's got a lot of places to make up to go through this Sharp right-hander for cars here, battling for P8, I'd say. Yeah, P8. Not the most glamorous position, but oh, see Andy going the wrong way. He's going to go back onto the track and then make his only on track there. So we've still got these 4 cars battling for position. Yeah, I've heard this rumour as well, Callum, about his upgrade to his Ginetta. Definitely heard that he's going to get a new engine installed. That might make a grid penalty though. But rumours are that he's already been focusing on next season as well, which might be explain things as we see Pete go a bit wide, goes jumpy a bit, and then flies off the track. But yeah, as I was saying, maybe this is why Joe's doing terribly. Maybe he's focusing too far ahead of the future and he's taking things for granted. But what a great sight we have here. Lots of Ginettas. One Ginetta sliding and almost going into the wall. Not quite sure if he did or not. But yeah, as I was saying, it's a great sight. Lots of Ginettas in a beautiful Croft circuit in the beautiful county of Yorkshire. North Yorkshire, but who gives a shit? Still Yorkshire. Let's see these two battling out for position. Definitely the closest battle going on right now is, I think, Pete and Colin actually having a quite a big battle as well. But so far, according to Colin and Pete are definitely having a battle, swapping positions like anything. But Pete's lost 2 places there. Maybe he had a bit of a spin. Was in another place then. On board with Olivier as he goes a bit on the grass, goes a bit off-road, hoping he's got his off-road tyres on. Oh, it's going to go around on the outside, not quite go around the outside. Gotta keep in the rear view mirror of Olivier is Luke, who, as we know, lost quite a lot of positions in that big incident close to the start of the race. Not all bad thinking though, as we do have a reverse grid for the next race just after this. Can throw things out of position, obviously, for people who might not be up there at the start, but who the fuck knows. I'll have to apologise as I am texting. This is a very professional stream going on right now, but I'm sure nothing exciting is happening on my screen. But we're on board with Olivier. I'm guessing... Well, I've actually run out of wine. Callum. I'm down to the Northern Bunk beer that he bought me yesterday. Well, he did buy me it, but it was because I bought you a beer previously. Oh, as Henry gets a position actually. Comes into P3. It's a great job for Henry as we're actually on board with James and Henry now. As Henry goes typically out wide in that corner, as everybody fucking does. Yeah, and Henry's going to lose that position again. Not going to look like he's going to hold on to that. It's a bit of deja vu onto the endurance race, as Henry couldn't guess past a person called Fractal, And now we can't get past a person called James. But on board with Olivier again, with Luke in his rearview mirror. Looks like Luke might get the better. No, he's not going to get the better exit out of that corner. Going to lose quite a bit of time. Some great racing by Olivier there and Luke. Not touching each other, not taking each other out. Definitely has happened 50 billion times already in this race. But now it's Colin and Andy's going to get a great exit out there. He's going to try and go down the outside. Looks down the inside. He's going to get the draft again. It's Andy versus the bastard Colin. As Andy does actually get the position, gets the inside line. Looks like he's going to go hold that position, barring any ginormous mistakes. Now we're on board with Olivier again. This seems like the fight that is happening. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Probably should commentate on this actually than reading comments. But it's side by side as we go to turn 1. Oh, great camera work. It's very reminiscent of the Sky Sports as we not Sky Sports, sorry, nothing to do with Sky Sports. We do have nothing to do with Sky Sports. This is Pizza Bad Sports. As I do not want a copyright strike. But Henry definitely didn't get the position there, and Joseph in the rearview mirror of Joseph in the rearview mirror of Henry as Henry goes on the outside again. Not gonna get it this time. Is he gonna get a better line to come back out of the exit and get another position? Can Henry finally get past James, knowing that he's got Joseph in his rearview mirror, who probably can get past him as Henry goes down round the outside? Is going very wide right now, of bumping all over the place. Just looking at the track limits, just seeing what it's like out there. It looks like he's going to lose a place to Joe. Joe on the inside of Henry, as Henry's going to go wide again. It's not been great sailing for Henry. But yeah, I agree with Callum. The racing is too exciting. We should probably introduce tyres that do give up after anything that happens, and wangs that cut ginormous holes in the air. That ruins the racing for everyone else behind them. But it's a great shout, is that, Callum? I'll put it to Mr. Ginetta, and I'm sure he'll look at it in the future. But James still holding on to that podium spot as we look, because Henry goes down the exact same line around that corner. He's not the only one there, I don't think, who's doing that. As I said, no one else actually does that. I was kind of expecting someone else to do that, but no one did. But yeah, as Callum's been doing, if anyone is here, do hashtag AskWanny to ask any reasonable questions, as everyone else has been doing. As we have a bit of a lull in the racing right now. Closest gap we've got now is James and Joseph. Can James hold off Joseph like he's been able to hold off Henry? Doing great racing. It looks like Alex might have to win this one. Barring as Joe's going to go down the inside of James. It's going to be a lot easier for Joe to get past James than it is for James. Looks like he's going to get the position back, actually. Not sure what happened to Joe, because something happened. There we go. We're back aboard with these 3 and a 4 and another one. There's a great race going on now. Who's going to go down to turn 1? Joe's got the inside line. Henry's going to look there as well, as we've got Jason in the background, maybe trying to get a sniff at it, but Joe's going to get the inside. Henry's going to go down the inside as well. Bit of a touch there as we come into the chicane. Henry's going to get the position, but James is going to get the better exit. Henry's getting the actual line finally. But now he's got Jason to worry about as Henry, as Joe gets the position finally. James might be able to fight back in these tricky corners that's coming up, because I definitely know this track and I definitely know what's coming up. Is it a right-hander? It is a right-hander. Is James not going to go for it now? Just going to sit back a bit, see where he can make manoeuvre. Hope for Joe can make a big mistake. Let's go back onto these people having a fight further back behind that group of 4 Rabod with Olivier. Finally Luke has actually got past Olivier, But Olivia's going to be fighting back, as looks like James did try to go for it there. Go down the inside, and Henry's going to make an attack now. Knowing that I think James has had a bit of an off. Oh, and there's a big off there, but it looks like he's going to hold it, whoever that was. I think that's Paul, who's going to hold it in a beautiful pink car. But yeah, some great racing going on, especially for P3. Both cars go a bit wide there, and a few lockups there, as looks like Luke's going to lose the position again. It's not going well for Luke in this race. Had great qualifying, but definitely lost out quite a few places. Looks like this gap is going to open up for Paul, but definitely the race going on right now is not here. Looks like it is going on here for P3 and P4 between Joseph, Henry and James. But still, Paul, Olivier and Luke are having their own little fight. Let's look at Hasib and Adam fighting for Popine. Was very easy to say, as now we are on board with Henry, as it looks like to go down the inside of James. Can he finally get past James? Looks like he'll get the inside track here, but it looks like James is going to get the inside track for the next corner. It looks like Jason might try and go down on Henry. He is. I just said Jason's going to go down on Henry. Jason went down on Henry. And looks like Henry's going to lose another position there. So great start for Henry. He's going to lose a bit of time, lose a lot of places, as certainly things have changed a lot in the last few minutes. As I'm trying to hold out for the next 2 minutes to not go for a piss because of this amazing fighting that is going on. As Henry's going to go get past Jason, but she's going to lose it again. I'm doing commentating on the scoreboard rather than actually what's going on right now, because it looks like it's more interesting than what's going on here. But actually, no, I lie. Paul, Olivier and Luke, this fight has been going on for a long, long time. Oh, there's a bit of a touch there. Some NASCAR style bump drafting. Although he's actually helped him out there, but I don't think he was expecting that much speed as he came out of there and locked up quite a bit. And this is Rod giving away for the blue flags. As you can see, Henry and then Jason behind him. Henry's lost quite a lot of time to James in front of him. Looks like that fight's gone off. But now it's Henry and Jason. The bigger fight is Paul, and now Olivier a lot closer than the way before. Olivier's going to get the inside, and Paul goes down way too outside of the track onto the grass. Going to lose a position there, possibly another position to Luke as well. As we get this wide angle shot here of, okay, never mind. Get a beautiful tracking shot of Paul in his bright pink car. As we see a car of Olivier going a bit wide there, and there's a bit of a lock up there. Looks like Luke's gonna go down the inside. Well, try to anyway. But looks like Paul, sorry, got the great defensive position there. Another minute left then before I can go to the toilet. And then we spot more blue flags. Looks like it's going to finish with Alex in front, 11 seconds in front of John, who's had a great start at the start, obviously. Then Joseph, who had a terrible first half of the race, definitely worked his way back up into P3. Then James, who's had a really solid race, and by solid race I mean solid by holding Henry off amazingly, I have to say, for every opportunity that he could, and Henry, as I was just saying, not going well for him. Probably could have got past James quite a lot, but then Jason probably wanted more out of it. Was got a bit of an instant there, and that's someone I know it's the Belland car, but I can't remember who is in the Belland car, but that's Andy behind him with Team España. I'm sorry. It's Adam. It's Adam is Belland. Adam Belland. I will remember that. But, yep, checkered flag coming up now, and then Alex goes across the line. John goes across the line. Joseph goes across the line. James, Henry, Jason, Olivier, Luke, Paul, and Andy just behind him. Think. Unless the live thingy, whatever the fuck, on my screen has gone fucked up again. But that's a good checkered flag there, as I really do need a piss. And I will be back in a minute for the next race. And then we finally come back to the terrible chats from Lee ST thinking that he's really cool with his ST badge on his name. Yeah, right. We've got a minute left until the next race, as I was saying before. The next race is a reversed grid. I think I'll actually get rid of this finally. You've had enough sponsorship, Callum. You already get a lot at the bottom of the screen. But yeah, definitely makes things interesting. This reverse grid, lots of people crashing into each other, lots of people going past each other. It's definitely something Formula 1 should look into. And yeah, I pride myself on those sick burns, Mr. Livery ST, if that is your real name. But here we are, people are finally going onto the grid. Lots of beautiful Ginettas on the beautiful track of Croft. We've got a beautiful bell end at the front of us with a cock on his bonnet. Yeah, expect the punts. That's definitely what you should definitely expect. I will say definitely a bit more and definitely should. Oh, a bit of a disappearance of a car and a reappearance of a car is a great magic trick, is that? And the bright cyan coloured, I'd say. Lee Street car. Thank you. As we get the lights coming on now. And then I can press the drive button as we do start to drive. As we get the beautiful Ginetta, as we had that green car over there, I don't know who it was, but didn't get a great start somehow. There's already a car on the grass. Feels like he's already got a blue flag, but he hasn't. We're just getting into race into the first corner. As we go 3 wide, almost 4 wide, as Flip goes wide. We've got 3 cars in the gravel, make that 4. There's a lot of punting going on right now, definitely a lot of punting. Even more punting. Oh, that guy goes a bit wide there. Touches the tyre wall and he's all the way in the middle of the track. As we get another red car onto the grass, and I think things might have sorted themselves out a bit now. We have a C, then Andy, then Colin. As we've got Alex disconnecting from the server. We've got some great racing going on here in front. Don't look at the back. There's definitely not a car crashing in the background. As we've got 5, 6, 7 cars here. All going out. Definitely not abusing the track limits. As we've got Paul. Looking like he's going to go down the inside. He's going to work as well. He's going to get the place there. But we've still got Hasib. Then Andy. Then Henry. Then Paul's just getting the place because Colin has had a bit of a crash. And we're about with Hasib right now in P1. You can hear the cars behind him. He's going to see the car next to him. It's Andy. Andy's going to go to the outside, and Hasib's going to go into the back of it. Oh, there's a big pile up on that corner as Henry goes into the lead in the race too. And Hasib goes back onto the track there without looking. Almost taking out somebody else. And I think that's the first lap of this race. A lot of events going on there. And expect a bit more. We're on board with John right now. He's going to get the speed onto Adam. It's gonna. That was. I don't know what happened there. Somebody braked a bit earlier. I don't fucking know. But John is going to get the place in front of Adam. Still Henry out front. Then followed by Joe, who's only 4 tenths behind him. Definitely will be pushing on. Then Olivier. A long way behind them. And by a long way, I mean a second. And another long way behind him is Colin. As Joseph actually gets P1 now, maybe something happened to Henry, I'm not quite sure though. Nope, Joe just got the thing as Adam goes and makes his own track to the right there. Not quite sure where Adam was going, but 4 attempts behind Joe is Henry, and then just under a second behind him is Olivier. Then it's Paul, then James, then Colin, John, Jason, as Henry goes back into the lead, and Joe's had a little bit of an offer, I think. Joe's lost 2 places. Definitely had a big incident, unless Henry and Olivier somehow got a lot of time. But Henry's gone back into the lead with Olivier, and then Joe, and then Paul, all in a big group of 4. Just go down to the last corner and come on to the insert number of laps here. I think that's the 2nd or 3rd. I've already lost count. Someone's actually going into the pits. I think, yep, someone's gone into the pits. Not quite sure why. As we go down to the first corner with these 3 cars. Lots of yellow cars in the rear mirror of this person. Oh, and he goes trying it on the inside. He's going to take him out as well. Colin, going to try and hold it. He's going to hold it. He's not going to spin, but he's going to lose quite a lot of places. In the thing is, a lot of position changes on the timings there. Back aboard with Henry now. In P1 again. But only a 10th behind him is Olivier. Then only just behind him is Joe's probably going to get the position. Olivier there. Going to go back into P2, is he? Doesn't look like he is actually. As Joe maybe had a bit of an incident. Unless someone had a bit of a faster car. Someone maybe installed some NOS, who knows. Here we are, back on board, as Joe's going to get the inside line there. Definitely going to get position now, he is. Next target up for Joe is Henry. Got lots of battles going on right now, some great battles going on right now as well. as things do seem to be calming themselves down a bit, especially in the rest of the track. As Henry loses a bit of time there, I think, but he's going to keep first place, going to get a good exit out of there. Not going to be under pressure from Joe that much as Jason gets another position. Onto James. I think it's quite good for Henry that he's not behind James. Otherwise, Henry will be struggling right now because he can't get past James. I think it's actually better for Henry to not be behind anyone because he can't get past anyone. Somehow, as we get some lovely gear changing noises on the amazing Ginetta. Oh, but it sounds like. Oh, it's getting very close between here. Callum's not in the race. Henry and Joe. Definitely difficult here for Joe to get the figure, but he's going to get the bear exit. Henry's going to go side by side with Joe. Joe's going to get the inside line for the next corner. Is he going to hold this on, or is Henry going to get the better exit out in the next corner? Henry slots in behind him. He's going to go for it. Is he going to go for it? Is he going to go for it? Okay, that wasn't a corner to go for it. I think this is a corner to go for it. It kind of was, but it isn't, if you know what I mean. As he doesn't actually get it, but Henry's going to lose the position to Olivier. There's a bit too wide out of there. And we're going to keep the continuous transmission of that corner. That was a long way of saying we're staying on that camera. But, oh, as we see Ferg going backwards. The famous 117 car as it goes back onto the track and kills Adam, and then kills Adam again. Don't think Adam will be happy about that, but yeah, right. No comment. Joseph still in the lead. Then Olivier, then Henry, then Paul, James, Andy, John, Luke, Jason. Incident happening in this corner as Ferg very much needs to calm down. Brakes finally. And Adam goes past him. There we go. Where was I? John, Luke, Jason, Rod, Pete, Hasib, Philip, as Ferg disconnects. And I get distracted again, and I completely forget where I was. Oh, this is a good fight going on here. Finally, Andy and James. Andy gets the inside line, or James gets a better speed. Looks like he's going to hold on to this one, but yeah, he's going to keep the inside line, I think, there, and I think he's going to keep that place. Good position gain for Andy there, as Joe is in the lead still. 7 tenths behind him, Olivier. Another second behind him, Henry. And a bigger gap between them as Paul 2 seconds behind Henry. And that's where the gap opens up. In the field, is 10 seconds behind him is Andy. There's lots of fights going on, so the gaps are starting to open up a bit. But John and Luke, the closest battle-ish, maybe, kind of. As Luke finally gets past John. And is going to get into P7. Can John say something about it? No, there's too much of a gap for John to probably say something about it, but you never know in this races. Let's get aboard with the Welshman Rod. Holding on to P11 from Hasib, who did get a good start, Hasib, and then something happened. I think there was a bit of a puntage going on. I think maybe he got punted, I can't fucking remember. If only we had replays to remind me. So yeah, now still on board with Rod. It's the only fight going on now, apparently. Luke and John's a fight. Oh, we're on board with Joe's. The gap between them two has definitely got shorter. Someone said an incident. I'm guessing it was Joe, as the gap now is only 0.6. Got a bit closer there as the car goes very wide there, takes its own line as Rod drives away from Hasib and opens up the gap by doing nothing. But as I was saying, oh mate, it's like it listens to me. As I was saying, the gap between these two right here is getting a bit smaller. I wish I could see what the lap time from Joe was then, but I missed it. And as I always keep saying, the gaps open up now. Seems to always do this in the second race. The gaps get a bit bigger between each car. Not much going on, which, I mean, you'd think it'd get a bit smaller because everyone's trying to send it as much more. But I suppose everyone's already had a big crash. Ah, yes. Thank you for the reminder, Lee. I see you did do that. But, good race for Andy. P5, I can't remember where it came in the race, first race. As we're back on board with James. Trying to hold off Luke. Luke, we do know he's a faster car. But, in the words of Joel, he's just not that consistent. He didn't say that about Luke, he says that about himself. Just to say that. But, we're on board with Adam. Gets up into P13. Gets past Philip. The bell end car. And as Autocam is showing us right now, not much is happening. So apparently I have to look at P1 as he comes across the line for insert number of laps here out of insert number of laps here. As ran out of alcohol, which is quite depressing, really. I've had my pizza, I've had my alcohol, I've run out of things to do, really. But we're looking at two beautifully yellow cars come around the long right-hander onto the long straight, and back on board with Rod, the Welshman. I feel like the yellow cars have always been sticking together. It's a bit of opposite from the yellow car. Bit of a commentator's curse as one of the yellow cars crashes out and loses his friends. They're not in a group anymore. Oh, big change there. Now I'm on board with Joe in P1. Kind of hoping someone would take him out, because that would be great. Would make things a lot more interesting. As Henry's gap to Olivier is getting down to less than a second, but now we're on board with Colin. Now we're back on board with the yellow Terrors. Oh, big curb going on there. Oh, the gap between these two is probably the smallest right now. Luke and Andy. Andy holding on to dear life for that P5, as I always say, and as his number plate says, Speedy is Luke. Yeah, that made sense. Luke is Speedy, that's what I meant to fucking say. Didn't go well for him the first race. But hopefully it can get a bit better for him in this race for Luke, as I was saying. But Philip, we are on board with now. Team Espana as well. As well as Andy. Oh, big lock up there from Joe. Hopefully Olivier can catch up to him. Doesn't look like it. But catching up to Olivier is definitely Henry. And catching up to Andy is definitely Speedy Luke. See, that worked. Gonna get really close now as we come on to this next lap. Out of the corner, out of the last corner, Luke gets a bit of a better exit. Doesn't look like it's going to be good enough exit for him to catch up and get a manoeuvre on the go. as we go down into P1, turn 1, and then the tricky chicaney bit there. And then I think there's this chicane, and then there's a long straight. Can the draft provide beneficial to him in this part of the track as we get a big freeze coming out of the Zetec Corsa? And I'd like to blame that freeze for Hasib crashing. Well, not crashing, but going wide there, but I don't think it was. Oh, and them two go side by side, almost into that corner. Luke almost giving a bit of a love tap to him there, and it would have definitely ended up badly. I feel like there would have been a big penalty for the server owner. Not for the server owner, from the server owner. Onto Luke there if that happened. Or maybe he took it lightly. But definitely if I was a server owner, I would definitely give penalties to anybody who touched me inappropriately. As Luke looks like he's going to get the better of the lines there on the final corner. Definitely better than last lap. Can he go for the manoeuvre? It's not really much of a overtaking position in the in this next first corner, but he's probably going to look at it. He's going to look at it. He's going to look at it. He looked at it, but he closed off as Andy goes a bit wide there. As we get a freeze frame, definitely on purpose there. Look at Andy going wide on that corner. Looks like Luke is going to get the inside line here. Oh, like Paul's going to go a bit weirdly wrong there. It's Andy. He's going to fuck it up. Good job, Andy. Proud of you, my friend. Going to lose another position to Jason as well. And looks like everybody's just going to give up right now, apparently. Everyone's just going to give up, lose the places that they've so dearly earned. And then, yeah. But we have... Is it Paul? Paul's still in P4. Yeah, so Paul didn't fuck up anywhere. It must have been the blue flag. Okay, it was Colin. I remember. Yes, it was Colin. That was blue flagging, not Paul. Now we're about with Henry. As you can see, Olivia, he has all the way through this race. As we've got a drifting school going on right now into the final corner for Paul. Paul is the pink car. Why did I not fucking remember that? Jesus. See, this is why Crofty gets confused. Because the cars are all too similar. Definitely. Not because I'm an idiot. All these cars look exactly the same. Definitely look exactly the same. Another hashtag Ask Wanny question there from Lee. I had the Miller from Tesco's. Cracking price of like 5 quid or something, 4 quid or something stupid. But it was from like, I think last time, I think when we did the endurance stream, left over from that as we see the two yellow Terrors going side by side. It's reminiscent of the Silver Arrows, these two. Driving around side by side, not touching each other somehow. But yeah, I had like half a bottle of the Merlot. Then the Northern Monk that Callum got me. Yeah. Not up to Brundle oh Jesus Christ. I cannot fucking speak. I need like just a normal drink. My throat's getting proper dry. But, as I always keep saying, the gaps right now are giant fucking enormous. There's 3 second gap, then a 1 second gap, then an 11 second gap, then a 5 second gap. You can read, so I'm not gonna fucking tell you every gap. But there's no gaps to fucking talk about right now, unless someone absolutely fucking sends it and fucks it up. This looks like it's gonna how it's gonna end. Okay, I say that and then Hasib fucks it up. Great, cheers mate. Philip's gonna get P12. There was a maybe one. Okay. 20 seconds remaining. Looks like it's going to get to another lap after this. Not quite sure where Joe is on the track because hashtag live timings is broken. I'm staring at the camera right now that I don't have. Looking into Callum's soul as we look at Rod getting lapped, going off the track for the blue flag. But looks like we're going to go on to Joe. This is definitely going to be the final lap. Joe's going to take P1, and it's like it's going to be Olivier, then Henry. In fact, we'll do this in a better way. Joe then takes that checkered flag. Then Olivier, then Henry, then Paul, Jason, Luke, Andy, John, James, Pete, Philip, Hazib, Adam, Rod, Colin. Rod got lapped just there, so he's going to keep that position. Some very enjoyable racing here, but I mean, actually it's still going on, so I probably shouldn't say shit right now. Hazib might be able to overtake Philip. Oh, actually no, he's lost a second to him. He's just gained another second to him. Some great racing going on there that we can't actually see. It's now coming only down to 0.2. 0.1 as the game freezes. Hazib's going to get the position. Oh, it's mental. Absolutely mental on the final lap. Hazib's actually going to lose that position again. Philip's going to overtake him. Okay, well, as we listen to the radio right now.
Sound resumed.
Some great insight radio. That was definitely from Joe, not from the team speak, of a completely different team speak of someone playing Apex. Actually, I don't know, I'm playing Counter-Strike, I don't know. Oh, they're playing Overcooked 2, actually. Some great insight from Overcooked 2.
Sound resumed. Sound muted.
Yep, some great insight from Overcooked 2 there. Thanks guys for watching. It's been a pleasure as always to do this. But yeah, like, subscribe, do everything in your power to help the stream. Yeah, see you guys next time we race. I think it's probably going to be a endurance stream. Is it? No, the next Ginetta stream actually, sorry. Which, I don't know where it is. Might be Not Kill. Be funny if it is Not Kill, because fuck Not Kill. But yeah, thanks guys for watching, and